Okay, Reggie, before we get into today's segment, is there anything you'd like to speak on or talk about first?
Yeah. What's up, Ball First family? Um, Capricorn game, shout out. And this week is going to be an interesting week, y'all. We're going to cover over a lot of different things. We're going to go into, matter of fact, I know a lot of y'all be always complaining that y'all tired of Reggie Wright over here, Ball First and all of that. So this week, we're going to do some segments. And we're going to also bring some special guests on, how we do it over here, where we're going to do some talking with a few people, like the Hood Postman, uh, Compton Rick Wright, and Marvin Kennedy on some, I told tomorrow, give a special shout out to an OG Pyru that passed away this week. And then another special guest be coming on later towards this week. Judas, the author of Judas. But I'll hold that in. So it's gonna be an interesting week. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and come and check us out every day, because y'all might miss some things that might not be titled right. But it's gonna be some things that y'all gonna be happy to hear. Some good conversations. Also more importantly, and I should have started it off this way, but my condolences and my shout outs or respect or prayers to any of the people, especially in the Altadena, Pasadena area that was affected by the fires. Where John and I know a lot of y'all been hitting me up on Instagram asking me if we okay and okay. Yeah, well, the area that I live in is definitely, I'm okay. I'm safe. John was a little affected, but he'll expose that if he wants to. If not, we'll go on past that. But we both are okay, and none of our residents or family members, to my knowledge, have lost any damages to the fires. But prayers to the people that did, especially in the Pasadena, Altadena. The only reason I'm omitting the people in the Palisades and Malibu area, those motherfuckers already got money. And they gonna be okay. Hey, they just gonna get some new shit on the water. So, yeah. But other than that, man, let's get going. Let's get going.
Okay, Reggie, last week, Keffe D and his lawyer filed a motion to dismiss his case. I wanted to see if you had any thoughts about that, and if you had seen some of the reasons and the logics in which he felt that his case deserved to be dismissed.
Well, as usual, if y'all want information, y'all know where the motherfucking come, right? Y'all come over here to Bomb First. I know I'll have John put up some things that I reference and talk about, but the whole document to show you how this rat motherfucker been ratting since 1998, y'all will be able to download and see. So it'll be in the comment section, so y'all can see how much of a snitch this nigga been. And with street niggas, I'm scared to even put it up, to be honest. Because when y'all see some of the names that he mentioned in this document, you motherfuckers from the UK, you motherfuckers from Idaho and all of that, y'all just gonna be like, it's some niggas in a document, some niggas' names, right? No big thing. Any nigga from LA, when y'all see the niggas' names he was speaking on, y'all gonna be like, any of the YouTube channels like the no bitch ass niggas, LA Confidential, or not LA Confidential, LA Scandalous and Deuce Mills and all of them, y'all gonna be like, they better get off that nigga nuts. Even Wag 100 for trying to bail him out. He's gonna be like, well, I didn't know he was snitching on those niggas, because he dropped powerful names back in 1998. I remember watching a fucking video where this bitch ass nigga was talking about, yeah, I could have snitched on you, Little Red, and this, when they were trying to get you and all of that. Nigga, you was lying on Little Reds back then. But not only Little Reds, you implemented all the connections, all the niggas that had street creds in 1998, but we'll get into it later. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Professor Melly Mel come on probably tomorrow, on our episode tomorrow. If not the next day, I don't know. John controls all that. He decides when all these videos come up. But we take this Sunday, and it's going to be talked about during this week. And y'all going to see that nigga Keffe D, how he was talking shit on these videos and going on. That nigga had diarrhea at the mouth in 1998. Can't believe it. No gangster code. Compton street legend, man. Southside Compton Crips, y'all better, if y'all got a nigga in a Nevada jail, y'all better make that nigga just stop hollering he's a Crip. Y'all remember he said he gonna be the Crip. He gonna be the Crip, I forgot that word they used in there. He gonna be Mac, the Crip Mac in Vegas and all of that. Shit. That nigga better not ever use the word Crip after these names get exposed. And y'all look at this document, because it's gonna be there. I might get in trouble putting these names and exposing these names, but Reggie Wright don't give a fuck, right? And so, hey, if something happened to him, it's public information. DA. So don't come at me. Don't get mad at me, law enforcement. Because this nigga did this shit. Y'all should have had this shit protected. And y'all need to fight the laws of Freedom Act laws. But anyway. So yeah, I saw it. For those of y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Keffe D going to court. He got a motion put in January the 21st that he gonna be going. So that's next Tuesday, y'all. And so he going before the court trying to say he made it all up. He's lying. He heard Reggie Wright tell this story first about the Southside did it. And so in 2008, when he got in trouble trying to sell some PCP, he decided to run with that story. Well, number one, y'all look at the document, and any of y'all ever listen to me, whenever y'all ever heard me say or co-sign to that shit, that Von Zip had anything to do with intercepting $1 million, meeting at a sandwich shop, and being offered $1 million by Diddy to kill Suge and Tupac, and lastly, and more importantly, about a gun. Those are all his stories. So he's trying to say that he was just repeating everything that I was saying, because I've been telling y'all, I've been telling this motherfucking story since 3 to 4 hours. Well, not people names, but the Crips that they did it 3 to 4 hours after the shooting happened. But, so I can't say that I wasn't the one that put that out there, because I was telling everybody knew shit. Anybody in Compton, it was a war in Compton that started after that. But that's too deep for a lot of y'all. I know all you conspirators, but we don't care about y'all, because y'all not no decision makers anyway. I just care about real niggas dealing with known rats and his bitch ass son and all of them running around with documentary guys and all that, smutting my name with motherfuckers that's just trying to make a dollar off of this shit. And go stay in their little house in Menifee or whatever, and thinking they out there hiding, taking care of their special ed kids. Because they don't want to get a job. They want to live off of IHS money and shit. But that's another story for another day. Huh, Carpethead, Uncle Fester, and all the other names I have for you. But y'all get more. For those of y'all that don't know how to read and download this document, me and Professor Melly Mel this week will be explaining who these players are and how deep this is. and all of this snitching shit. Because, a cop can't say a snitch. It's crazy. A cop that hasn't been a cop in 30 years called niggas a rat and a snitch. I keep telling y'all, cops hate rats more than they hate straight up crooks. They'll be like, all right, y'all got me. Crooks, real gangster, street niggas just don't want to be messed over. When they get caught and you treat them with respect, as Compton Rick would be explaining to y'all, how the Wrights did niggas in Compton later on this week, y'all will see. But all I got to say is Keffe D got a hearing coming up to answer John's question. Next Tuesday, he's trying to file a motion, which is standard, y'all. Diddy has these same motions requesting for it to get dismissed and this and that. Y'all think that case gonna get dismissed? I think his motion is coming up. He's fighting right now with the judge. Not the judge, with the defense and all, and prosecution is submitting paperwork to the judge right now, where they trying to get everything to be submitted by February the 1st. And the defense wants, or the prosecution wanted defense, a different day. So we'll be hearing some stuff about that real soon with Diddy, where maybe some of the dates will be moved from the first motion of February the 17th will be coming up. And damn, I'll get into this later on the episode. The Jay-Z case ain't been kicked out yet. What the hell? I done heard about 4 or 5 misconceptions that this victim done been caught in lie. They got pictures now where Jay-Z was at one place and J-Lo was at the other places and stuff like that on the night of the... Man, Mr. Busby, man, you messing up this case because you putting out this bad stuff. But I'm sure John will have questions for me about that later, and we'll talk this week. But Keffe D, well, I'll talk to y'all around the 23rd, 24th of January, and then we'll laugh, have our laughs. But I told y'all, the motions was coming. I told y'all don't remember, I said the motions gonna be coming. The judge may drop 1 or 2. But as long as those videotapes are still there, that they not even asking them to be removed yet for whatever reason, as long as those videotapes there, and the prosecution has somebody that can operate the play button to push the start on the screen, and that nigga up there confessing and handing the gun to Orlando and being in the car and all of that, he better come up with a plea agreement. And if he don't, well, you might as well put a fork in him, because he's done. All of that BS about, he gonna plead, he gonna snitch on Diddy and all that, man. He already tried that. It didn't work. Oh, if I be in handcuffs, Reggie should be in handcuffs. Why? Because you say so? Don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So y'all can save all of those comments and all of that. All of you YouTubers that's out there talking about Reggie playing, to have Keefe D put in jail and all that is backfiring. He's going to be getting out. What can we say? Laugh at me on the 22nd. But I bet y'all, Reggie Wright be the one like saying, I told y'all so. I told y'all so. Keefe, keep your head up. Peace.
Okay, Reggie. It seems like Keffe D wasn't the only one that was filing motions to have their case dismissed. It looks like Suge Knight did something similar. Can you speak on that? And can you go into some of the logic and the reason why Suge feels like his case should be dismissed now?
Man, yeah, John. Suge also filed one. Man, I think he has a great argument. You know, I'm not one to say you're going to win or it should be done like that. I'm one that believes that, number one, prayer. Prayer, if this is your time and God ready for you and feel like you did enough time or whatever, then he makes shit happens. But more importantly, it's just whether the people in the DA office or whatever wants to give Suge another shot, and the judges. So this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do as a community. We're going to also download this document, right? And put it in the comment section where you guys can read it and go over it. I'm going to summarize it and tell y'all basically what his claim was that he submitted, and why he feels though his claim should be, he should get at least a new sentence or a new trial or a new plea deal at minimum is what his request is. But for those of y'all, there's a whole bunch of channels out there that always, how y'all love Suge Knight and this and this and this, and Reggie, you did this, and you's a rat, and you Judas and all that. Whatever, okay. Y'all really see how Reggie and Suge really play y'all on YouTube with the Judas and janitors and all the comments that we make about each other. Because it's just like two brothers sitting in a bedroom together when they were young, growing up, talking shit about each other. This is how our relationship has always been. I remember a situation with DJ Quick where he was like, I had this group, The Relatives, and he had this hot song out that he was doing with Bungalows Records at the time. And I went up to this place. He was signing CDs and me, Big Y, and my nigga Bob Gotti and Sugar Booger. We went up to this record shop at Magic Johnson's shopping center over there in Ladera. And we was trying to get Quick. I was like, Quick, I need you. Come fuck with my niggas, do a track and rap on a song with The Relatives. You hot right now, and this gonna blow their album up. You know, all you Power Rules and Bloods doing something together. And Quick was like, man, Reg, I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you, nigga. I know how you and Suge are. And I ain't fucking with Suge right now. And he's like, I can't trust that. I was like, me and Suge ain't fucking with each other right now. You know, I ain't fucking with that nigga. So I can't trust that. I can't trust that, Red. And I was like, all right. So I got mad, and that's why I'll be tapping that Quick every chance I get. But I really do like DJ Quick. But my whole point to saying that, to say that's just how me and Suge is. So all you YouTube channels that are out there hating on Suge, and I even give shout out to John. Because the word that Suge used towards John, fucking with him to fuck at me. And that's the only reason he became a John, calling him that name, saying he was all that bullshit he said, was to get at me because he know me and John is like, you know, we tight like that now. And so I even shout out John for even allowing me to do the segment and put this up and all that on his channel. But all you other channels that's out there cheerleading for sure, y'all need to do this. Like those people do it for the Menendez brothers, was calling up to that DA office, as that DA said himself. So I'm not trying to threaten no DAs or harass no DAs or anything like that. All I'm asking y'all to do is call up there and say, hey, what y'all did for the Menendez brothers are trying to do. Well, that previous DA, I know it's a new DA now, so Suge may have some problems. But what y'all was trying to do, y'all need to do that for Mr. Knight. He learned his lesson. And shout out to Terry Carter people and family. I don't mean no disrespect. I just feel it really was an accident. It's the only reason I defend Suge on this situation, because I really feel what happened to Terry Carter was an accident on Suge's behalf, because they were friends. And you guys know that in Terry Carter's family, because you the one that took pictures. This picture right here, Terry Carter's daughter, Crystal, you know that, and at Serving Spoon on a Tuesday, when Terry and Marvin and Bobby Lou and all of them used to meet on Tuesdays. Suge Knight told me that you were the one that took the picture when I showed it to him when I told him Bobby Lou just passed away. He was like, man, Red, that picture right there, guess who took that? Terry Carter's daughter took that picture. But anyway, Suge got his own story about that. He will be explaining it. But real soon. But anyway, my whole point is, if y'all call up to the DA office and ask them to reconsider or to consider this motion that he has filed, that's hopefully it will be decided on by the judge in the next month or so. It would be greatly appreciated. Just call the LA County DA office and talk about the motion that's Mr. Marion Knight. I ain't gonna put the DA office name out because I don't need her on my ass. But y'all see it in the document, I'll say that. And just say, hey, ma'am, Suge got the joke. It's not a joke, but he got the message. Could y'all please reconsider maybe giving him another chance? If y'all want. I'm just talking to the people that's always being there cheerleading and where is collect calls? What happened? It's gonna be funny when y'all hear what he think of Dave Mays now. But I'll let him explain that. So I'm gonna summarize right quick. And then Donna, like I said, it'll be posted in the comment section of what I got from my interpretation of the habeas corpus that was submitted by his attorneys, his attorney team. Okay, so, all right, this is my review. All right, my notes that I took. And so, excuse me, because y'all know I went to Compton Unified School District schools. And so I comprehend well, but I don't read that well. But I can write. All right. So Suge's privileges, including phone calls, mail, both incoming and outgoing, and visitation rights were entirely terminated as of 2015, leaving him virtually incommunicatable. This was imposed even before the indictments against his attorneys. Y'all know that situation with Culpepper now. And it hindered him against his attorneys and ability to secure him a legal representation, communicated with his family, and adequately prepared for his defense. At one point, a jail deputy reportedly stated that the decisions regarding Knight's ability to make phone calls to his attorneys requires approval from the detective. In the case, undermining the independence of the custodial process and violating his rights to legal counsel, you guys. Prospective attorneys seeking to represent Mr. Knight were subject to vetting by the court. I mean, the courts had to get permission for him to even talk to his attorneys. And Los Angeles County Council and the people that's over the counsel for the jail. Some of his attorneys was even denied access altogether. While others were allowed to visit, they consented to being taped. They had to consent for them to record the tape conversations between Suge and him, which we all know violates attorney-client privileges. Knight detailed instances of misconduct by previous attorneys, such as attorneys selling cases-related information to the media. Y'all know that was happening with that situation with TMZ, right? Stealing money or being involved in questionable dealings. So y'all see what's happening right there. And y'all know Suge attorney did get found guilty of this stuff. So it's not like they're making it up, right? So these compound difficulties in securing a competent legal representation. Mr. Knight repeated to request and represent himself under the, I think it's Faretta, Faretta versus California, were consistently denied. The judge wouldn't let that nigga, he wouldn't let him represent himself, which I never heard of, without proper judicial inquiry. His requests were similarly dismissed, denying him the ability to represent himself in violation of the Constitution's protection. Knight suffered from severe health issues, including, this is in the document, so I'm going to say it. I have not been trying to expose it, which I done kind of told y'all before. I've been knowing this since the 90s. That Suge, and I used to always tell y'all, if y'all know and ever really listen to me, I used to tell y'all. And when I told y'all the situation with Zip, when we saw him, Suge can barely see y'all. He ain't blind, but he can barely see y'all. So he's saying in the document, this is not Reggie hating on him. So all the people that, love to write Suge and tell them shit, this is what's in the document. Blindness in one eye and only 15% vision in the other eye. This is combined, and the reason for this is because he was shot multiple times prior to his arrest, which we know of. Despite his health deteriorating significantly in custody, these medical concerns were inadequately addressed. The prosecution characterization of Knight as one of Los Angeles County's most prolific and high-profile criminals. All right, y'all, we got to talk about that. I mean, he would go around and do some intimidating factors and all of that. But what have we really known about Suge? He slapped a guy in a marijuana dispensary, right? What else? I think he beat up a girl or something like that. They had a domestic issue. A girlfriend. What else? Okay, the Terry Carter incident. Y'all know my opinion on that. That was an accident. I'm not up here trying to put a halo on Suge, y'all. But to call him the county's most prolific, high profile, well, okay, maybe people that do all these murders and stuff and all of that are not high profile names. But I think that's a bad characterization of Suge. I ain't saying he no angel, once again. But the highest, most prolific criminal in LA County? I think that's very misleading, y'all. He participated, then they also talked about he participated in an altercation in the 1996 video. That's when Tupac and all of them had that issue, right? In Vegas. Contradicted by video evidence. Y'all know my position on that. I have always said, mad or not mad at Suge, that was just like a get off me kick. He was not Buntry, kicking field goals and shit. Y'all know who was doing that kicking, right? But they wanted to believe like Suge was the one doing that. It's how they had the courts thinking about him. So they bringing that up, saying, hey, this is all he did, y'all. And that really tarnished his reputation and his attorney that wrote this brief believe. Despite court's order permitting attorney visits, jail personnel often disregarded them, preventing, and we heard him speak on that on the show, where attorneys will come, have permission to come, and then the correction officers would be like, y'all can't come in. And so meet with Knight. This certainly hindered the ability to retain counsel. And so, attorneys, shit, they get tired of coming up there and all that. And so they started quitting on him. All right. So Suge filed this writ of habeas corpus alleging numerous constitutional violations. The only remedy, and so this is what he's trying to object, y'all. This is what he's trying to get. He wants to vacate the plea, right? That means overturn the conviction. After that, his new trial or be resentenced. So we got until next month. We got next month. They believe that the judge is going to either grant it or deny this motion. So I don't know. You know, y'all know I talk shit about Suge, and then the next day I love him like a brother, right? That's what's going on with Suge. That's coming up. So those of y'all, and all I'm asking y'all for, and I'm just trying to bring awareness to it. I ain't get permission from his attorneys or anybody, his family members. I don't care about. But I saw it happen with the Menendez brothers, where the DA's kind of at least got him in the courtroom. We don't even know what's going to happen with the Menendez brothers yet, because that's getting a little crazy. I'm sure they thought they were going to be having Thanksgiving dinner together, and we see that didn't happen. But for those of y'all that always, Suge, fuck you, Reggie, you know, then that's the way y'all can help the brother get out. So, bringing awareness. I hope a lot of YouTube channels pick up on this. Document it in the comment section. And take it to your church. Burn it, pray, whatever. Or give a call or ignore it. She'll call. You're not forced to do anything in life but die and pay taxes, right? So, peace, my first.
Okay, Reggie, I was looking through this document that Keffe D filed, this motion to dismiss, and I noticed it included interviews, you know, that you talked about earlier in the segment, but it included interviews that he did in, you know, 98 and later. And then one in 1998, I'm not familiar with this, and I don't know if it's true or not, so I just wanted to get your thoughts. It says that he denied being the leader of the Southside Compton Crips and that Darnell Brim, who was arrested recently, was the leader. This is according to Keefe D. Was that accurate at the time, or was he just throwing people under the bus?
You know what? I hate, because y'all tear me up, because I'm the cop, you know, the ex-cop. I haven't been a cop in 30 years, but whatever, okay. Once a cop, always a cop, right? I know how y'all say that. But I got a dude that's from Compton that I'll be listening to on YouTube every at least Tuesday or Wednesday night, right? Do a great job. And I'm telling y'all, him and my boy Brian, if they don't know somebody, if I need to get on somebody, one of these two know those people. That's mainly street people or gangsters. Y'all know I don't like to call nobody gang members. I call everybody gangsters. And so Professor Melly Mel, y'all know the hood postman, right? We'll get him on the phone right quick. Let him just say what he can. Y'all got to understand. Guys don't like throwing people under the bus and all of that unless they motherfucker or child and all that. But I'm going to see what Melly Mel will tell him and get his perception regarding that statement. Because I know Darnell Brown real well. My mama, my daddy, mama, and all of them grew up with his mama in the Imperial Courts housing projects. So me and Darnell Brown was almost like family. But let me get the hood postman on, and then, John, we can go deeper into this. Because, man, I'm telling y'all, that goddamn Keefe D laid out some L.A. County powerful dudes in that proffer session that he did with the U.S. Attorney. And so let me get Professor Mel. Melly Mel!
Yes, sir. What's going on, Reggie? How's it going?
Oh, man. I'm good. I got my boy John on the phone.
Up this morning, man. You got time now. You just got time to cook today.
Well, you know, I called you originally and said, hey, man, I know you've been doing a lot of shows with, and like I said, this Melly Mel grew up with, you know, and I don't like to put gangs on people, but I knew he grew up in the Santana Block Crip area. I'll just say that, for lack of a better word. But this dude, he knows Pirus, Blood, Crips, and Mexicans, right? Guys that are active in L.A. County gang.
Went to school with him, lived next door to him. So, yeah, I've been around him. Way before he even got the banging started.
So, there's a document I sent you, and I know it was late last night, and I know You probably haven't got a chance to review it, right? But John just asked me a question.
I had a chance to touch on it.
Okay.
Let me say this, Reggie.
Okay.
Once I started reading it, I was astounded. The reason why is because I never seen somebody that goes so far with I understand his position, trying to maneuver and wiggle out of something, but for him to just throw all the names in there the way he did, I'm perplexed. I don't know why.
And this was in '98. They don't even have a case in him. He's in jail, Melly Mel, when he giving the statement. He already just sat behind walls when he giving the statement.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Yes.
None of this stuff is ever, it's not supposed to be carried out that way. It's, whatever you decide to do, whether you're on the bad or good side, just let your entry be by the gate and truth and honor, and likewise, let your exit be by the gate and truth and honor.
This was the time that you bragged about. It just came to mind, being in jail with him.
Yeah, I was 1989, man.
Yeah.
He bought.
Oh no, then it wasn't. It wasn't okay, because this was '98. Yeah. So my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, '89. I was in jail with him. And he bought about 5 chicks, man.
Yeah, I remember that story.
I was like, wow. I said, Keffe D, move it. But yeah, I didn't get to MDCLA until 2001, and I think he was already. Whatever happened with him was already happening.
Yeah. So anyway, I told the people I'm going to do it. I know I'm not going to make you do it. I'm just going to say some names and that he mentioned in this document. I'm going to post it in the comment section again today. You guys can go and review it. But Keffe D, our brother Keffe D, he implicated, as John even said, he denied being any type of member or the leader of the Southside Compton Crips, which is kind of true. Let me just say this. I understand where he was going with it because, as I always told y'all, he got mad at me when I said it on an interview where I said there were D-boys, which y'all know that we just call them, drug dealers or whatever, or shot callers, or not shot callers, connect or whatever. But D-boy is the term that's known nationwide. And then they're gang members or gang guys that are active. Darnell Brim, I'm not one to say they had leaders because not too many LA gangs had leaders. Had shot callers, but you have a bunch of them in there. But we didn't have that hierarchy in the LA County. Like maybe only the main streets did that. I know they used to do all of that military or stuff, but I didn't know too many gangs that would be saying they the head guy, because Gangster and Turtle from even Melly Mel's side, Gangster would say he was one at one time, and then Melly Mel would tell me it was Turtle, for my experience.
Let me say this though, okay. Not to cut you off. Let me say this. Most gangs are not what we call orthodox.
Correct.
They're not organized in a way to where they have tiers and leadership. They're not designed that way. They ever built that way. Originally, there was 2 or 3 people that started it, and then the rest kind of like what it was, and they followed it, right? And people can look at these individuals and say, hey, that's the OG. The OG is a person that originates something, that creates something from nothing.
Okay.
That is what the definition of an OG. He is the original creator. All these other people are replicas, prototypes, and people that just use the word. But an OG is something that's earned, not given.
Gotcha.
When it comes to people saying this person was a leader, I know Brim. Brim is an outstanding guy. I've never seen him like that. I don't know where that come from, but he's a leader himself. I know he's been that. But as far as Keffe D is an habitual liar. He's incriminating people and throwing people under the bus because he's whining and crying and trying to get from under whatever he's trying to get from under. And as to that, I don't see, I don't see how he what he's doing, because I seen in the same paperwork, right? I seen it said Santana Block. I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Then I see another friend of mine, Ezel.
Yeah.
I had to tell him his name was in there.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
So when you see these people making these broad accusations like that, they're wiggling and they squirming. It's like he mouth out bail, man. He's trying to apply the mouth out bail instead of bailing out the right way.
Yeah. And this was in 98 when he already in custody. They don't even have the Sherm case that where he ended up laying it all out. I want people to really understand this is not 2008. This is in 98 that he's doing all of this. His motive, I don't know where he get it from. But just to get back with where I was going with about Darnell and then Keefe, is there were two different sides of Southside Compton Crips. Where you had the guys that were on Burr Street that were mainly just D-boys. This was the bag and all of that. Darnell, Brim and them, they were different. How to say that? Goon and my boy that was in the wheelchair. I can't think of his name right now. I ain't gonna say too many names. Little Spanky, shout out Little Spanky, man. This nigga, Noel, man, you doing a great thing. I'll be watching you on your ministry, on your channel, on your Facebook channel and stuff. Love what you're doing out there, Spanky. Keep up the good work, brother. But it was people like that back in when I was a cop on the streets in the 90s that were different than what Keffe D and them. That's what I always said. I always told you, I didn't really know Keffe D. He even throw Feek. He even throw Feek under the bus. When I even said in there that it was Feek's, stuff that got taken.
Well, the old saying, a fool and his money shall soon depart. So Keffe D wrote this book and exaggerated. The man claimed he was making $40 million a month, which I know is a lot. He claimed to do this and do that. So everything about him has been just an incredible array of lies. So this is what happened in everybody's neighborhood. There's guys that come up in the drug game that, because of money and drugs, they have a say-so. Or people will listen to them based on whatever they're trying to get out of them, and not necessarily following them or anything, but they kind of give them a little leeway. So you do have that. But as far as leaders, from 69 to 74, 75, you probably could have made that argument. But anything beyond that, you can't make that argument.
Correct.
About leaders.
Yes. Okay. So, John, that answers your question from a guy that I would consider an expert. I know he don't like to be compared, but I tell you, for Compton and Watt stuff, I know a lot of y'all, and this is where I first heard one of his first segments from, was over there with Cal Mack. But I know a lot of y'all on YouTube give Cal Mack the credit, but I'm telling y'all give my guy, Professor Millie Mill, a chance, and y'all be like, okay, this brother is too deep. Now, all you kids, you guys that not really don't like big words and all of that, y'all better leave Millie Mill alone because he really do live up to that word professor. But all due respect to Millie Mill, I didn't mean to bring him in on Reggie Wright bullshit, as far as exposing Keefe and his snitching. And I'm telling y'all, these names that are mentioned in there, I ain't gonna call out these brothers' names while Millie Mill on the phone because they take offense to it. But y'all check out the document that's below and y'all read it. But I sandbagged Millie Mill because he really came on here to do a show with me, and that'll be on tomorrow's episode about this guy that he did a lot of episodes with on his YouTube channel.
King Baba Louie, man, my God, man. Up until his last days, man, I was communicating with him and talking to him, did a lot of video with him.
But we're going to talk about that tomorrow, Millie. I ain't going to give it all to him today. We're going to do that on tomorrow's segment.
I appreciate you, Reggie. And I am going through everything, and I will be doing my reaction.
Great. And you have Peace for the day. Melly Mel will be back for us later on this week on the show.
All right, Reggie. Some sad news. I heard that a guy that you've spoken on previously on episodes that we've recorded in the past, Bobby Louie, a well-known person, has passed away, and I know I heard a lot about him from Melly Mel's show. I just wanted to get your reaction and thoughts to the news that he had passed.
Matter of fact, we had Melly Mel, and we're going to call him back right quick again, and we're going to do another episode with him because that's what I originally was supposed to have been dealing with Professor Melly Mel for anyway, and I got off track on that Keffe D stuff. So I'm going to let him tell some stories because Melly Mel is the one that made me remember who he was. Now, I remember him because when I was a kid growing up, I used to play basketball at Ludus Park. And I remember seeing this big old nigga that was about 16, 17 years old at the time in the park, but looked like a grown man. And he used to always be over there singing and pop locking. And that's what I remember, But I let Melly Mel tell some stories, and then I'll try to get even our boy Marvin, I told him Marv, and even maybe Reggie Sr., I don't know, to come and tell some stories about Bobby Louie. Professor Melly Mel.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling you back right quick. I apologize because I know we did an episode about Keffe D, but the main reason I had booked you for our show over on Ball First, I wanted to go ahead and touch bases on it regarding you telling some stories because, man, I remember you in the last few years have gave Bobby Louie a lot of opportunities to vent and tell some of his stories on your channel. And this, if you can just give us some history on that, brother, because in my mind, I know I may offend Cynthia and Marcus and maybe even LB and them, but that was the first Losers Park Piru that I knew, or East Side Piru, that I have always known in my law enforcement days that came from that neighborhood. And so, if you can just tell us some stories about Bobby Louie, I appreciate it.
Well, King Bobby Louie, man, that's two-way hitter in the game. And what I mean by that is that he actually was a Crip before he was a Piru boy.
Yeah.
And he ran with Raymond Lee Washington on the east side, and Deadeye Clint Craddock, Victor Adams.
Because they were the Avenues, right?
No, they was the East Side Crips at the time.
I thought it was Avenues.
Craig Monson was the Avenues.
Correct. Oh, yeah. Avenues wouldn't let 16-year-olds be in it. That's right. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
So he had a good rapport and relationship. So an incident occurred at Centennial High one day, and the Carver Parks and the West Side Piru Street boys had got into it at Centennial High. And the Carver Parks had called Raymond, and Raymond came back up to Centennial High with a bunch of East Side Crips. And when they got there, he saw Bobby Louie.
Okay.
And when he saw Bobby Louie, Raymond and Bobby Louie wound up in a conversation, and more or less, people were shocked that this was happening. And Raymond turned around and this showed you that a lot of times relationships prior to gangbanging will often trump gangbanging.
Correct.
And what I mean by that is that whatever tie or friendship that you have with an individual, you cannot bring harm or hurt to them in no kind of way. And that particular day, the Carver Parks was disappointed because Raymond shook Bobby Louie's hand and embraced him, and then him and the East Side Crips left.
Okay.
Because of that situation, because Bobby Louie had a strong relationship with Raymond Lee Washington. And for the most part, that Bobby Louie has so many different stories that he can tell both ways, whether it was from the Crip side or the Piru side. He wrote a book, the starting lineup, and he talked about, he wasn't afraid of his truth. He talked about being a Crip. He talked about being a Piru. And there's other people that has done it, but they wasn't as willing to speak about it as much as he was,
And from my history and my learning, were they really Cripping yet, or were they really just gangsters and later became Crips? Is how I have always understood it, that they were just gangsters from another side, that neighborhoods eventually became Crips. Well, what's your thinking on that?
I think when you think about it, I always think about it mercurial. Mercurial is something that is unpredictable all of a sudden, where something that came just from nowhere to just happen.
Okay.
Right? I believe that was what triggered the Crips was an emotional moment.
Yeah.
It was allegedly a slap. You can't be an avenue. He went away.
Correct.
Maybe in his feelings.
Yeah.
And decided, okay, I know what I do. I'll create my own game. And right to this day, there's no longer no avenues, but yet the Crips are still here.
Still here. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we deal with that. But at the end of the day, man, you got to understand that Baba Louie was a unique individual. He was very, very thorough. He remembered things like an elephant, if there's such a thing as that. His memory was impeccable, and things he talked about, there was nobody that can dispute what he had to say. There was just nobody, and I would just sit and listen.
And nothing but respect from both sides whenever I heard him talk, and and when he did on your show. So our guy, for those of y'all that's really into the games and like to hear about it, y'all please go over to Professor Millie Mill Show and just type in the name Bobby Louie, some King Bobby Louie. And he had another name. I can't think of it off the hand. What was him? He was, God dog it.
The Walrus. He called himself the Walrus.
Yeah, and he had one other name, though, that everybody know him from. Before that, his singing name. I don't know.
That's what the singing name was, the Walrus.
The Walrus,
It was always AC.
That's the one. AC. Yeah.
AC King Bobby. He was AC and then he became AC King
now,
Bobby.
I heard a rumor how he eventually got the name Bobby Louie is a Mexican guy had tagged it in a cell in Linwood Sheriff. Did he ever tell that story on your show? Where he wrote it on a wall and he saw it and he liked the name? Yeah.
Because Baba Louie was a cartoon character.
Correct.
Ricochet Bing Bing Rabbit.
Correct. But I heard somebody had tagged it and he saw it on the wall and he liked it. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, Mel, I just wanted to give some shout out to Bobby Louie, a gentleman that, like I said, one of the first Pyrus that I gave.
And I'm going to tell you something that he said that was very impactful. He said, when it comes to gang members and gang bangers, he said 75%.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
25% are the real motherfuckers.
Yep.
And 75% are the cheerleaders.
Yes.
And then he said, which one are you?
I saw that on your show.
As a generalization out to the people that was out there gang banging, and I thought he was spot on with that.
If you could see me, because I think you did a short on that. If you could send me that, I'd love to be able to have permission from you to post that.
Yeah, for sure. I'll send it to you.
Okay. So, Professor Melly Bell, I hope I didn't get you in any trouble by putting you on the spot about that last segment we did regarding Keffe D and exposing all those names, but...
Hey, Reggie, listen, man, the only trouble there is that the trouble that's Keffe D is out. I don't do what Keffe D, you know what I mean? I don't subscribe to none of that, and for him to put people's names in it like he did, that's a violation, and I'm sure the names that are in it is going to be very unhappy with him, even more so now that
they see it.
Out, so I'm sure they would rather know.
And y'all know that's why Reggie Wright exposing it. I just hate to put Bill in it, but yeah.
I appreciate you keeping me out of it.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, John, so I got another guy that I want to call right quick and get him on the line with us. This brother is the most misunderstood person on YouTube in my mind. But me and my father had a long conversation with him yesterday, and I think we finally figured out why. Because this brother is too deep. He got too much knowledge. In our mind, we done figured out why a lot of the younger Pyrus get upset on things he say. Because I hope when I get his age, I have a memory like him. So I call this gentleman Marvin Kinsey, but it's disrespectful because I know he changed his name. He go by Alito Mar, but I just know Marvin as Marvin Kinsey. And so that's why I always call him that. But I'm going to let him check me on that and get me straight so I can call him the correct name and to see if it makes him mad. But this brother right here, I'm going to have come on and tell some stories about Bobby Louie, because in my mind, I can care what all the young Fire Rules think. This gentleman knows the history of blood, Crippin, BGL, and all of that. Anything going on in LA County, this is my historian. This is who I call. If I don't call Reggie Wright, I call this brother. Brother Lamar, welcome to Bomb First, man. Appreciate you always picking up on me. He's a regular over there at Boss Talk 101. Shout out to my boy and his wife at Boss Talk 101. But this is my brother Lamar. I told Lamar, and he's going to give us a continued information on Bobby Louie. King Bobby Louie. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say. That introduction there, bro. Shit, I should be running with Trump for president, wouldn't you? You should be Bobby.
Your spokesman. Hey, I feel that way about you, Mark. I talk shit about you, but generally I talk shit about niggas that I respect or fear.
Well, check this out. It's no disrespect of Marvin Kinsey. I'm original Marvin Kinsey.
Yes.
And if people that know me before, the Ayatollah is an attribute.
Okay.
Right? It was given to me by Doc Holliday from the BGF in 1979 when we was at High Power.
I didn't know it going that far back. Okay.
I did a film ram on Houston, Texas, and when the Ayatollah Khomeini had America under siege and they had to give him $40 billion. And Doc, when I came to 1750, he said, "Man, you got Texas tougher than the Ayatollah. I'm gonna call you Ayatollah Mar." So that's how that attribute came, and by that being, it's an attribute from Islam. It's the evidence of God.
Okay.
So it just fell in. But man, everybody know. From Elm Street, everybody know Marvin Kinsey, a Big Marv. So, when I was selling PCP, I was Marvelous Marv.
I remember that.
Marvin Marvin. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it ain't about me. This boy, Bobby Louie, AC, right? Man, incredible brother. You know what I'm saying? Why I say incredible, because Bobby Louie crossed all lines when it comes to love. You dig what I'm saying? He grew up in the avenues, grew up over on 74th and Hooper Avenue.
Okay.
Right. Over there with Craig Munson there.
Okay.
And then he came over to stay with his relatives, Ralph Carter and Terry Carter. Those are his cousins.
Oh, okay, he related to Terry. Okay.
He was related to Ralph and Terry Carter.
Okay.
And he fell in. When he fell in with a blaze. And he was always a popular dude. Bobby Louie could sing his ass off.
I knew that.
He was the master of the robot, right? So one day he went over to a record hop at Luders Park.
Okay.
And went into Luders Park, a big statues. Bobby Louie looked 30 at 15.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
So always was a big stature. So he came in, I understand, allegedly, I wasn't there, but from the information that he came in there, he was doing the robot, and everybody thought he was Puddin' at the time because they had never seen Puddin' before on the East Side.
Okay.
And when he came in, all the girls were like, "Man, that's Puddin', this and this and that." And it ended up being Bobby Louie. He'd go back and get Lil Vince, tell him, "Man, they got all these girls over here." And Bobby Louie and Vince them cranked up the East Side.
Okay.
That's what started the East Side.
Yeah.
AC, Bobby Louie. He went to the Linwood County. He went to Linwood Jail one day, got arrested and went to Linwood Jail. And he said he saw this sign on the side of the wall that a Mexican had wrote Bobby Louie, and he liked the name, so he assigned himself King Bobby Louie.
Okay.
You know, so that was.
And you do the Mexican. I talked to Melly Mel. That was a cartoon a character or something like that. The Bobby Louie, correct? So
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know he told me that he seen the name in Linwood jail and he liked it. You know, I was in San Quentin at the time. I don't even know.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, you know, I mean, he had history. I mean, look, and one of the funny things about him, it was in the 70s. The word went around, Bunchy Griffin, them come and ask me about this boy, AC King, Baba Louie, that it's supposedly him and Big James Miller got into a fight in Eastlake Juvenile Hall. You know, Eastlake was like LA. We had to go there for receiving from Compton.
Yes.
But the stronghold for Compton, Watts, and Long Beach was Las Padrinas.
LP, yeah.
LP. So you had to go to Eastlake to get the LP. So they said that Baba Louie and James Miller got into a fight, one of the biggest brawls that ever had, allegedly, right?
Okay.
Now I asked James about it in San Quentin, right? He smiled like, man, no, you know, Baba Louie, my boy, I got a lot of respect for AC. Now when I asked Baba Louie about it, Baba Louie, yeah, man, you know, I got love for Big James. Yeah, I got love for that brother, right? So he never confirmed it.
Okay.
That was the myth or the fight that they were supposed to have that really got LA dudes respecting Pyrus.
Okay.
You know, so he did a lot, man. I mean, he introduced me to Barefoot Pookie. He introduced me to a lot of Crip guys that I had heard about and didn't know. You know,
because he knew both sides. Yeah.
He knew both sides. You know, and he was always, one thing about it, he was dedicated and stomped down for Pyru love. No set tripping. No matter if you was a Pyru with Baba Louie, you was in. He gonna bring you in. He gonna ride you around. He gonna tell you some stories. Like I said, Cynthia called him over and he got me, and we started a Pyru's sit down at Cynthia's place in 2014.
Okay.
He was always trying to bring Pyrus together, you know. And a lot of people don't know that, man, he used to be in a group called the New Stylistics, right?
Yeah. Okay. So he was a singer. He was a singer and a dancer. Okay.
Singer and a dancer. And I used to go with him, man. He performed at the Palladium, at different places. He rode with the New Stylistics. So it was a lot of good things about, you know, brother, that, I mean, but that's Pyrus. We different, man. It's a difference. And, you know, these new age, it's no loyalties, it's no love anymore. And that's all, you know, that's one of the big things about him that I always appreciated about his truth and his love for Pyru.
Hey, well, I'm glad you came over there just to bring a little exposure, put a little, you know, a name or some stories to a face that you know a lot of people are going to miss. I know a lot of people are going to be upset with me and maybe disappointed in you for coming on the platform with Reggie and talking about this. But hey, if we don't do it and give exposure, who else going to do it, right?
Man, well, you know, they can feel how they want to feel. You from Compton, I'm from Compton. Mm-hmm. I don't do interviews with Vlad. I don't do them with Adam 12. So any black platform, they ought to celebrate it. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
No matter what it is, you from Compton, and they was messing with you before, but now you a truth teller or whatever it is, whatever you got going on. Bottom line, it's us against everybody else. If we don't make Compton right, bro, it'll be over for the world.
Exactly.
We lasted Alamo.
And once again, a shout out to what you did. I just want y'all to know this is the brother, and I want to also post it up and show it to y'all that when they did that graffiti, when our brown brothers got upset for whatever reason or being disrespectful and spray painted the Kendrick Lamar mural, this brother took time out and money out of his pocket to go and paint the mural and just paint it black and paint over it. And so I had
paint over it. Like, man, we want to make a solution. We don't want no war with Mexicans, but we're not going to stand for disrespect.
Exactly. So,
everybody talk about it. Somebody got to do it.
I just wanted to shout you out for doing that. I hadn't spoke with you since you did that, but shout out for taking time out of your schedule and money out of your pocket to go and take care and do that.
Yeah, we're going to do it all the time, Reg. I appreciate you. And long live Baba Louie.
Respect. Thanks, Brother Bar.
All right, thank you, Reg.
Peace.
Okay, Reggie, I don't know if you saw this. I did send it over to you, but I don't know if you read it. Young Noble did a post on Instagram saying that he was retiring and that he was not going to be affiliated with the group The Outlaws anymore. Did you see this, and do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I saw it. You know, I'm so kind of feel bad. Like I said, Noble has always been respectful to me, always. And I know it appeared like I was taking Napoleon's side over Noble, and that wasn't my intent. I was just trying to beat Reggie and call a ball a ball, a strike, a truth teller, or whatever word you want to use. That was only my only attempt or my intentions. I've been reading the comments. Y'all know Reggie Wright be in the comments. And I might have to be in agreement with y'all on this one, where our boy Noble might, a lot of y'all call him a druggie and all of that. I don't know or heard of any history of that. Something definitely going on with Noble, y'all. Noble is, I'm telling y'all, this is not the brother that I knew, and I know I haven't seen Noble since he's probably about 2021, so that was a long time. I've been communicating with him. You know, everybody feels as though they know each other from Instagram and from Facebook. People, most of y'all, not most of y'all, but a good percentage of y'all never met me before in life, but y'all feel like y'all know me because, you know, from my presence on social media. Some of y'all think I'm, you know, it's so funny to be always calling me crooked cop and this and that. I'd be like, why? Because I deal with other blacks? That would make me crooked? Because I know how to deal with gang members and drug dealers or I know how to deal with people. That would make you crooked. So my whole point is I might have to agree with you guys, though, that our boy Noble, there's obviously something going on deep in his life. And the sign to me is he must have fell out with his brother, Edie. To say I'm not doing music no more, I'm quitting as the Outlaws, I'm not doing any more shows. The only thing I'm doing is selling the Outlaws University merchandise. And now I'm starting up a YouTube channel, which I told y'all it had to be his objective. He was either trying to get some good interviews, start up a YouTube channel, or promote an album. I told y'all that. But it's so obvious to me that's what's going on. But I never would have thought that he would be upset or disappointed or quitting Edie. Because that's the only two outlaws. Now, I know there's other outlaw members, and I always forget Castro. I purposely don't say Castro's name because he's trying to stay out of the way for whatever reason. He's moved on. I hear he's an engineer or doing something got a good profession going on. And he's just trying to say, Storm is just trying to stay out the way. So I always neglect and purposely don't say those two names. But I know Outlaws was Big Psych. I know Edie. I know Storm, Noble, Fatal, Gaddafi. I said move, hopefully. And, you know, my boy White Goose and Sean Nutso and even Gonzo. I never even mentioned my boy Gonzo. I know there was people like that. Did I leave anybody off? Mopreme. So I know those guys were all considered themselves outlaws at one time. But the only two that's been running with the torch and doing music was Edie and Noble. So for him to say he's not doing anything anymore, all that's saying to me is, I'm not fucking with Edie anymore. And wow. Wow. You know, a lot of y'all saying a documentary is about to come out. I heard some people say Gotti gave him some money to do something. I heard somebody else was trying to do a documentary on them. But it's obviously that's not going down because he specifically mentioned it won't be no outlaw documentary. He had told me before, me and him have been talking about doing an interview for over 3 years prior to the one he did with Art that I set up. I passed the numbers to each other. But he had even told me then that he wasn't doing any interviews until he was ready to start promoting his music and promoting that particular documentary. So it's unfortunate that the Outlaw brand is going down like that. I'm pretty sure Pac is looking down because I say yes, I believe he's going to heaven. It's not my decision to say he's not in heaven or not. But Pac is looking down, shaking his head, and very disappointed in what's going on with his little brothers. Well, his little soldiers, as he used to call them. And I just wish him all the best. After this, I promise, I'm pretty sure my boy Napoleon will be going over there and doing an interview with Art the Gaylord, because that's how he operates. That's his get down, is to go and, you know, pull up persons with controversial going on. So I'm pretty sure Art will be running them real soon. But if we don't do an interview with one of the two, because they call and ask us and said they need some stuff cleared up, then I'm not going to speak on the subject anymore. I'll just let it go and be my last time addressing it, because I want that situation to heal. And by us talking about it, bringing it up, and throwing fuel or instigating it is not going to help the situation get better, in my opinion. So that would be my take. Yeah, I did see it. And I probably could have answered your question in 3 words and just said, I hate to see this going down between the outlaws. And yeah. Peace.
Okay, Reggie, I'm going through this this document of Keffe D's where it has his original interview from July 14th, 1998. In this document, I want to read you this one thing. It's something he spoke about before and you spoke about it before, but I want to see if there's any difference hearing it from him from a perspective of 1998. And that was, Davis also advised that the word on the street is that Compton Police Department officers had committed blank for Knight. Specifically, Davis had heard that Compton police officers undid Bruce Richardson approximately 2 years ago. And remember, this is in 98. Richardson was a dealer who owned the car wash at 52nd Street in Crenshaw. Richardson had gotten into a fight with Knight and beat up Knight shortly before he was done. I know we've talked about this before, but I know your friend Big Slice has spoken about that. So I wanted to get your thoughts on hearing that Keffe D was telling, or was cooperating and telling this story back in 1998.
Well, it was street legend that, and people that knows it, that some of the people, Suge people in Entourage had killed Bruce back then. That was street legend. I think they came down and tried to talk to Suge. Matter of fact, I know they came down and tried to talk to him about that, but I wouldn't let them in the studio and told them that Suge, they had to contact David Kenner. And so that street, that myth was out there because, like I said, we had got into an altercation with him at the club, at the World, right before that happened. I always remember that as being the next night, that he came up there. I think some things has been proven that it was a week or two later when you check the dates from when the actual Mother Day event happened and when he actually died. But my memory, 25, 30 years ago or 28 years ago, it made me think it was the next night. But that don't necessarily mean it's true, but it was quick after the incident. So Suge Knight was always brought up in that incident. But everybody knows, any investigators that knew at the time knew that it was as a result of his brother. His brother was arrested for it. You know, a lot of people get arrested for things, but they knew it was somebody that Bruce trusted and had a relationship because the way he buzzed them in, led them in a secure gate, and he turned his head to him, and they shot him in the back of the head as he was walking away, is what the forensic shown from the investigation. But it was street knowledge. Everything that was going on with Suge back then, it was Reggie or Buntry. Reggie from the police side, Buntry, or that guy whose name I don't like to mention, with that ponytail or whatever, were always considered suspects in anything for Suge back then, for being the orchestrators or whatever. So, hey, that's this Keefe. He was obviously trying to throw me under the bus in 1998, which, if y'all look at his interviews, he was trying to say, I protect you. They were asking about me. No, motherfucker. We see the evidence. We see the paperwork now. You were trying to insinuate Reggie Wright Jr. and anything. You called me head of the street game for cocaine and trafficking and stuff because you were supposed to do that. Nobody mad at you. Hey, you're supposed to do that. That's what niggas do. That are rats. That's what rats and snitches do. They snitch a lie. So we get it. You've been exposed now. You done talked about Pat. You done talked about Big Flint. You done talked about Huncho. You done talked about Fink. You done talked about Zeke. You done talked about Tootie Reese. Man, you done talked about, what's my boy name? You better hope you don't send Debo at your ass. You done talked about Flint Coleman. You done talked about every motherfucking body. Keefe, that had some street credibility in LA County back in the day. Nigga, you better take Crip out of your mouth. You know it. When this paperwork hits, that you've been dealing with, your son been dealing with, ain't gonna be able to save you, boy. You better PC up. I think Las Vegas PD or Nevada prison is safer for you than being out on the streets. After people read these documents, because you done fucked up. You were running your mouth in 1998, sitting in jail for no reason other than to try to get out of jail early. Then your bitch ass did it again. We always thought you did it to save your family, to save yourself from 25 to life. In 2008, when you did it again, threw your own nephew under the bus. No, you did it because you wears a motherfucking thong. You's a bitch underneath all of those clothes. It's just in you, dog. Some niggas is just in you to be a rat, a snitch, a bitch. And that's what you are. You were doing it 98, 2008, and probably was doing it all along. You even threw your Mexican connect under the ground. The niggas that was putting millions of dollars in your pocket. Keefe. You need to apologize. You need to hurry up and take a deal and try to PC up. Maybe this video will help you, dog. You trying to get out of jail so bad. You trying to get out of prison so bad. Suge Knight. Look what this boy doing that you protect and talking about free. Look at this dude. Nobody will care if you get this motherfucker up. I think it's time for you to go and get out of prison. Do the right thing for your homeboy, your little brother. Tupac. This is who you protecting by remaining silent, by living up to the G code. Reach out to some of these people on the phone, dog. People that's name mentioned in that. And ask them their feelings on this. They don't want him out. Because they know they're going to have to do something bad to him if he got out. He's been exposed. He's been exposed. Trying to get out. If my attorney showed me that was going to hit the streets, that paperwork going to be out, you think I would have let him file a motion to try to get me out? With that been on the streets? Any of you YouTubers, any of you people up there trying to, I can understand these motherfuckers from the UK and Idaho and Utah and all of that. They ain't gonna be in the comment section. Oh, I can understand that. But any of you supposedly call, that ain't crippin' for all you, because I know the YouTubers, all this crippin' and that crippin' thing and all of that. They ain't crippin'. That ain't power ruling of blood. You don't throw niggas under the ground to try to get out just like that. You don't do that. Read it. This shit ain't made up. This is what his attorney put out. Not the DA. His attorney put this out because he wanted to be out of jail so bad. But then when you be on YouTube, he's an ultimate crip. He's a shot caller. He's this guy. Y'all heard all the stuff, all that bitty badass shit he was doing. He's even talking about beating up Mike Tyson and all of that. Yeah, I remember. He came back and apologized for that. You know what? Keefe may have changed. I don't know. Maybe I'm going so hard on him because of his bitch ass son. But I know my attorney wouldn't have been following that document. Couldn't pay me to let that shit slip out. Peace. For those of y'all don't know, go on our previous segments if John don't post it up again. But I'm going to try to make John post it on this segment too. So y'all can read. Because I know a lot of y'all don't do videos every day. So y'all might not know what we're talking about. But we done exposed this. Y'all read those exhibits, not the front part where he lying and him and his attorney coming up with shit. But read the exhibits that were submitted by his attorney. That's what you want to read. Shit's damaging, y'all. Damning to a guy that would call himself Compton Legend. Oh my God. Hate that he was even the word to use the name Compton. So embarrassing. Now I see why you niggas from the South and all that be talking about LA guys, LA gangsters. I don't know nothing about gangbanging. Cause I ain't never been a gangbanger. But I've been a gangster all my motherfucking life in my mind. All you LA gangsters is busters. And all of that. See why they saying it. See why they saying it. Peace.
Reggie, have you heard anything new in regards to the developments with the case with Busby and Jay-Z? Have you heard anything new about that?
Hey, y'all. I promise y'all, Jay-Z ain't paying your boy Reggie Wright. I promise y'all. But God damn, y'all. How is this case hasn't been dismissed yet? Let me tell y'all some of the things that have been brought up that, because I know a lot of y'all haven't been following it because, quite frankly, I get mad when John asks me about Diddy and Jay-Z. I'll be like, God damn, we got to cover another Diddy and Jay-Z segment, so I know it's hard for y'all to watch these motherfuckers. The segments and stuff when people talking about that. But do y'all know what all Jay-Z, and I tell y'all, only thing I like about Jay-Z is he got that fine ass white Beyonce. Other than that, I can give a fuck about the Jay-Z. And y'all already know how I talk shit about New York. But that's just talking shit. That's just, West Coast, East Coast bullshit, right? So I ain't got no love for no Jay-Z, no Jigga, no, all of that bullshit. I respect what he do. I respect how niggas can go from rags to riches. You'll never get me hating. But man, do y'all know this victim? I'm just gonna point out a few things and then we're gonna move on. Because I talked about it earlier in the segment and I said we're gonna talk about it later. And we're just gonna touch on it real quick. Because I asked y'all, let's try to stay away from these topics until some new court hearings happen. But do y'all know this victim, alleged victim, first of all, her daddy said he don't remember the drive, right? Picking her up, he don't remember anything like that. She also, y'all know about the guy from the band, remember when she talked about she saw the tattooed and all of that on his arm and found out he was in another part of the country, right? So y'all know all of those things. But did y'all hear also that she said, and they proved about the house and the location, the 20-minute ride, and how there was no houses in the area. But then, when I heard, when she brought it, now she tried to bring J-Lo name into it, right? Which I still don't believe J-Lo Get Down was like that back then. Don't believe it. Y'all never be able to convince me of that. But J-Lo, people that came up with Jay-Z attorneys, 2 pictures of J-Lo out at parties that specific night at other locations. Jay-Z fucking ass got a party at another, like an after party somewhere else that wasn't even there. She, unfortunately, and I hate doing this to victims and all that, she done been found in at least 6 different lies, y'all. If this guy really hates Jay-Z, or he's for the truth and not just out for a money grab, which I told y'all when it first came out, this dude giving me ambulance chaser vibes. Y'all laughed at me. Oh, he's a respectable attorney. He the one that did Deshaun Watson and other people and all of that. And so I had to take all that abuse in the comment section. But now, don't y'all hear people in his profession calling him that? Referring to him as that? But my whole thing is, if he's not out here just trying to get a money grab and really trying to get justice for victims, then this is not a great case for him to be having at the forefront of this Diddy stuff, y'all. Because it's actually kind of making Jay-Z and Diddy look like they were set up with this victim. Because she done been caught in a minimum of 6 lies, y'all. Y'all put them in the comment section. Help me. So people that, you just bashing the victim and you wrong, Reggie, and all of that. Hey, I ain't said her name. I ain't said nothing about her. I just pointed out the lies. The misinformation that Jay-Z attorney is pointing out. Is all I'm doing. And I'm not for that. I'm for right is right, wrong is wrong, y'all. Just because I don't like somebody, don't care about somebody, jealous of somebody, you ain't gonna get Reggie Wright hating on nobody. And so, just like I'm a big advocate of trying to get Keffe D to get justice, when somebody is being wrongly accused of something, and I have a little voice, my voice nowhere as big as a lot of people. But we do average about 30,000 a day. And I won't preach that to those 30,000 a day because of what? I don't want it happening to anybody in our families and stuff. And so we can look at, because I know things on YouTube and stuff is like a wildfire. When something catch, it takes off. And it goes and it spreads and all of that. Yeah, so I just hope the truth catch off too. Or the things that are inaccurate catches off as well. So for those of y'all already, this nigga must have been paid off by Jay-Z or something like that. Give a fuck about a fucking Jay-Z. Don't, really don't. But I do care about motherfuckers when it appears that they are innocent. Well, that are not being convicted of what we think you did or for what you did. Only get convicted of what you actually got caught doing. And that's how I was as a cop. I had a senior cop by the name of Fred Reynolds that used to always tell me, you ain't got to lie, you ain't got to cheat, you ain't got to do nothing. Because you only got to be right one time. Catch these motherfuckers wrong one time. And then they go away for a long time. So they got to wake up being a crook and be correct every day. You only have to be right one time. Now think about that, what that means. And I know y'all hate thinking of it as a cop and robber situation, but this, you can use that in everything in life. Peace, bomb first.